Welcome. You're listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra. Side A.
Alright. Hello and welcome to the Tidepool Orchestra. Today I am Brian, and to my left I have Alex. Hello, Alex.
What, huh?
Podcast.
We're doing that now?
Well, maybe.
Brian,
You
you're
said
fired.
You said to get it done quick.
Brian, you're fired.
I'm fired.
You're fired from the podcast that you started.
Well, yes, that's the end of the podcast.
Hello, and welcome.
I already.
You didn't stop recording, did you?
No.
Good. Because then I would have had to fire you for real.
If you had to fuck a Skylander, go.
Oh god, where do I begin?
They're all so hot.
I mean, they're all just the epitome of sexual arousal. What are you talking about? Whirlwind.
That was quick.
She's my favorite, shut up.
Whirlwind.
She's a fucking dragon unicorn hybrid. You tell me that is not the most awesome thing ever.
And she shoots rainbows out.
And she shoots fucking rainbow lasers from her horn.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I'd probably pick Zook.
Well, if he first discovered that his entire species actually has feet and can walk around, wonder what else he could discover they can do.
Well, they have to reproduce somehow. I'm just thinking, I could blow his mind so easily.
Probably. Wait a minute.
Skylanders.
He's an expert at blowing things up. I think that might be difficult.
So it looks like the only other segment we have for Side A is called James Rustlin. So, do you wanna start doing that, or?
Oh, I'm caught off guard.
We're always caught off guard. We
are. We always forget about this. How do we do that?
Because we don't take any of this podcast seriously at all.
And that's what makes it good.
I don't even know what episode this is.
This is episode 3, you fucking plebeian.
Are you sure?
Yes!
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because we had the 2 episodes, and then we had the guest episode that was terrible.
That was the worst ever.
It was the worst fucking episode.
Brittany,
because we just...
Our headphones, god damn.
Well, it's just that we talked over each other way too much is the problem.
Well, there's that, and there's the echo constantly going throughout the entire fucking first half.
Oh, because of our
the
headphones?
first 2 halves.
Yes, I forgot about that.
We're just gonna flip this tape cassette to the 3rd side now. Why did I think that was a good idea? The fucking computer voice said it was a bad idea.
Oh, you mean the one that you write the dialogue for?
You're breaking the magic.
Oh, you mean the 4th wall of our fucking podcast because there is a canon within our fucking weekly podcast where we just talk about shit?
I'm counting this 4th wall breakery as the Jimmy Wrestling segment, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Since it looks like I don't have any of the goats saved.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So I'm starting over.
Who cares? Welcome to Night Podcasts, where we wrestle each other's jimmies and the goats don't matter.
Goat count, I'm starting over. Alex 1, Brian
I win.
17. There we go.
Fuck you.
I have 17 of them now. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but it can't be any good.
Well, considering that you'd fuck a bamboo creature.
Hey. Shut up.
Fair enough.
You were gonna fuck a quadruped. Anyway, so what we're
I
gonna
fail
do,
to see the problem here.
in the state of Washington, it's okay to have sex with sheep as long as you can prove the sheep is enjoying it. They sell mirrors on the ends of long sticks called sheep sticks so that you can tell if the sheep is smiling or not.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
You are not for one goddamn second serious.
I am serious. The fun part about my one of my previous jobs was me and an Irish coworker just talked about the logistics of fucking sheep. He brought up the point that when sheep are near a cliff,
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
their natural instinct is to back up. So what he likes to do is just get a sheep right up against a cliff and then just stick his dick right into the sheep. So it naturally has to back up closer and closer to his dick.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop the recording. We're gonna watch an episode of a television show on the internet. We're gonna come back and we're going to talk about it, like we do every week. You should know that by now. We have 3 episodes out.
Pattern recognition.
Yeah, I like how in episode 2 I said the wrong names.
You did?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I said, "Hi, I'm Alex and this is Brian." Anyway, I'm gonna stop the recording now.
So in other words, you're a fucking idiot.
Yes.
End of side A. Please continue on side B.
What?
Manformers, one of them is a guy.
Was it
The Manformers, starring Optimus Guy, as they go to the bank.
Manatron is his arch nemesis.
Right.
With Mamblebee.
Sorry.
Guys, Dream.
This is not my knife.
Are you on the verge of dispensing yourself?
Manatron? This
Are
plan...
you on the verge of dispensing?
Guys, Dream, you have failed me for the last time.
Oh, Stream, you piece of shit. Stream, I would have some jam and some cake. Megatron, it doesn't want that.
Welcome back. You're listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra. Side B.
Hello, and welcome back.
Yes. How'd you know?
Back,
I didn't even say we were recording again. How'd you know?
because I'm a genius.
That you are. That you are. What we watched this week was a small child just apparently emotionally and possibly physically abusing his own mother off screen.
Quite possibly.
What the hell was going on with her? The only line we got from her for the entire episode was, "I have to keep vacuuming."
I imagine... Well, we should probably explain exactly what we watched.
We were watching, We're Back, A Dinosaur Story.
Fuck off.
We were watching the newest episode of Gravity Falls entitled Little Dipper.
Yep.
I liked the part where the dinosaurs ate the
Sang.
cereal and made them smart. Now you say something.
So, yeah, that was a really good episode. I mean, I kind of already knew what the fucking moral was going to be pretty early on, but it was pretty good.
I like that when Gideon shrunk them, he decided to put Mabel in a bag of gummy bears.
No, because he still likes her.
Yeah. So he's not gonna, he's not gonna threaten her. He's going to bribe her with gummy bears.
Which she gladly accepted.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah. To an extent.
To an extent. She accepted the gummy bears, but she didn't really cooperate.
Yes.
But anyways, it was good. It's a fucking good show.
Of course. Man.
Here's what I liked. they're both dicks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just an episode of like, oh man, I'm sorry I'm being such a jerk this episode. It's like, no, I'm sorry for being a jerk, but you're kind of a jerk sometimes too. Please don't do that.
I think what my favorite part about the show is that it takes these different ideas that other shows would do. I mean, there's an episode of SpongeBob that does this plot, basically. But they do it in a unique way, where it's like, this is what would happen if you and your sibling were going through this event.
Yeah.
A good example, unfortunately, not for this episode, but a good example for the video game episodes is there's this show now where Rob Dyrdek, who was a skateboarder, decided to make a show with him as a kid called Little Rob. And it's horrible. And all the other characters call him Little Rob, and it's really unnecessary. And there's an episode where they do video game stuff, but they constantly have to keep reminding you that they're doing video game stuff because the video game characters look exactly the same as the normal characters. Whereas in the previous episode, Fight Fighters, they not only got a different animation studio to animate the video game characters, but it's completely obvious that they are video game characters. They're not in the same art style.
Yeah, it's a completely different animation thing, and they're all pixelated and very stylized, even for the cartoon.
Yeah.
It's what we're trying to get across here is that Gravity Falls actually puts fucking effort into what they do.
Yeah, and that Little Rob show does the opposite. I think they have the Korean kids who animate the show write the show for them. It's a bad show, is what I'm saying.
I've never heard of it, and
Hey Alex,
I'm glad
guess
for
what we're
that.
watching next week?
Nope. Ryan, let me stop you right there. Because unless you can make Homestuck update faster, that's not going to happen.
What if I told you I have that power?
I don't believe you. Although it did update twice today.
Yeah.
Even if the second update was just, a couple pages, but whatever.
And it looks like it updated while I was gone.
Yeah.
So what we got / did this week, we got a Homestuck update. I'm reading it right now.
That's the end of the episode.
No, you had a thing.
Okay, you go first, though. What have you gotten / done this week?
Man, he's just looking at that little flag that represents Jade. He misses Jade, guys.
Wait, who's looking at a flag?
Jack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because he cut up all the flags except the one that has Jade's element on it.
And that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
I love ham steak.
I love Homestuck, too. It's pretty good.
So you were saying earlier that you were going to, I dropped a pair of scissors I was holding.
So instead of what I did / got this week, well, for what I did this week, I played Borderlands 2, and that's pretty much the end of that story.
That's all that needs to be said on the matter.
That's really all that needs to be said on the matter. I can get into it, but I don't feel like it. But so anyways, for something new and different this week, because who gives a fuck? I like how on our own podcast I begrade us.
I think we're idiots. Go on.
I like how I just mixed the words berate and degrade by accident.
I don't even know what berate means.
Well, it basically means to make fun of.
I thought that was degrade. Anyway, go on.
Well, degrade is like make them feel lesser.
I thought you said beret for a minute there. I'm like, yeah, that's a hat.
I have a beret, actually.
Is that what you did this week or are going to do this week?
No, that's not what I'm going to do this week. Saturday and Sunday, this weekend only, for once in a lifetime.
We're going to a convention, and you can meet us there. We're going to be signing autographs at the third table from the left.
We're going to be signing cassette tapes.
Signing cassette tapes from 12 noon to 12:05.
It's only 5 minutes.
We will sign one tape cassette. There'll
At a
be
time.
one out the door. We will sign one. And that's it.
I like how you said 12 noon, because that's really redundant.
We're going to start at 12 midnight.
No.
We're going to go on until 12:05 p.m. 12
Okay, no.
There's 5 minutes.
Okay, stop. Shut up for a second. No, but seriously. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, there's a convention that happens once a year in Atlanta here. Anime Weekend Atlanta, and I'm going to that. Yay. The reason I bring this up is because I have a cosplay.
Yeah.
That I'm going as. Because, you know, this is what my life has become.
That cosplay again would be Alex from the Tidepool Orchestra, and we'll be signing autographs. Convention.
Make sure to bring your Tidepool Orchestra cassette tapes.
Which you all bought because we were selling them for $20 a piece.
$20.
They all
Fuck
have
that.
episode 1 on them where you actually have to switch between sides. It's pretty
Oh, shit. That would actually be cool.
Yes.
I would buy that, I won't lie. Not for $20 though, fuck that shit.
Well, we didn't really have too many to sell, you know, it's supply and demand and all that.
Okay, fair enough. No, seriously, yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna cosplay as a character from Homestuck. Speaking of Homestuck, by the way, that's why I brought this all up. Yep, so that's my turn. Your turn.
A couple of days ago, I got 2 new Skylanders books. You guys might not know this, but I hope that I help run. I run a site called lbrskylanders.info where I talk about different Skylanders things. And in the 2 new books, I read a certain section about Spyro where it said that nobody knows where he comes from. But in the other book that I had, which those paying attention should note that I have all 3 Skylanders books, Spyro mentions that he lived in the Summer Forest before Master Eon found him. Now, an interesting thing about this is the Summer Forest is the homeworld of the second Spyro game. So, Skylanders Spyro comes from the same universe as Ripto, actually.
From Ripto's Rage.
Yeah. The Summer Forest is the main homeworld in Avalar, which is actually another dimension from the Spyro universe from the first game. So it's interesting. We might we might see Ripto in later books. Have no bearing on the overall plot of the games.
What if he's in the next game?
No, maybe. The next game, the main villains are the ancient Archean war machines. So.
Yeah. But still.
I just want to see Crash Bandicoot in there, to be honest.
Why Crash Bandicoot?
Because there's such a large fan base that says they don't want to see Crash Bandicoot in there. So now I do.
Oh. Because it would be ridiculous and piss everybody off.
There's a very large vocal community that states that if Crash Bandicoot appears in any of the Skylanders games, they boycott every single thing with Spyro on it.
Oh.
And on that note, shall we end the episode?
Hang on. Yes.
Okay. And this has been the Tidepool Orchestra, episode 3.
You're welcome, Internet.
Yeah. Suck my dick.
Brian, don't be rude.
Thank you for listening to the calming sounds of the Tidepool Orchestra.